Well, today I'm going to try doing a little bit of etching. I've got a glass jar that I keep stuff in. I've got a scrap bit of vinyl, and I am just going to try and etch the name of... No, I'm just going to do a heart on it. Just something simple so that we can just check if it works. Etch this design on it because that's quite pretty. Let me see if I can show that a bit better for you. There you go. How's that? So I'm just going to try and do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that out of vinyl. So I'm sending that to my machine. Okay, so while that's cutting, that didn't take long, did it? So it'll be very difficult to see it on here. Yeah, forget that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out these inside bits, leaving that design. I hope I get that right. Let's see how I do. So step one seems to have worked. Now I'm going to transfer this onto my glass jar. So the first thing I've done is to transfer it onto a special piece of tape that will move it from one to the other. Very sticky, as you can see. And now I've transferred it onto the glass, making sure that I've got a really tight seal. I'm going to do it a little bit more on all those edges. So that'll take a little bit longer. Now when I read the instructions, one of the things they suggest is that you put a bit of extra masking tape around it just in case any of the etching solution, you know, gets too far. I've got plenty of room here anyway, but I just thought in terms of doing it the right way that I would show you. Now I'm going to go and find some gloves because we're going to be dealing with acid. And you can see I've put a bit of cardboard down first just in case any etching cream ends up on my countertops. I don't want that. And then I've got the etching cream and a little brush that comes with it. What it says is just put a fairly liberal amount on there and leave it for 15 minutes. So let's try that. Now, I just want to tell you, I found it a little bit challenging to get an even layer on there. I did my best. It's really gloppy sort of stuff, difficult to move around. So I'm just going to see how that works. I'm going to leave it for 15 minutes. Now the other thing I heard was it doesn't etch plastic, so I've just put the brush on a piece of the top of a container. I just want to see does it eat through it or not, because if this works in 15 minutes I want to start doing the present. Yay! That's that I want, and I'm going to now group those and put them up in the corner there. The reason that I've done that is I want to see how big a piece of vinyl do I need, and I think that's going to look quite cute. I hope I'm right. Oh, I've got to reverse it, I think. Yeah, I think I have to flip it over. Now the reason that I had to do that is because you're going to be looking at it from the top down, not the bottom up. So I think that's correct. I'll get it printed out and then we'll double check it. What it says is you just rinse it off underwater. Now I think what I'm going to do is get the little brush and use that to rinse this off as well, because it'll help clean the brush. So I'll be right back. Yeah, I don't see that it's etched, but we won't know until we take off the vinyl. And that's why we do experiments, right guys? If you don't try, you'll never succeed. Okay. I wonder. Have you got your fingers crossed? Let's try. Well, is that way cool or what? Well, I waited a lifetime to try that one out. That works, people. So now we can go on to the next project. I have it. I've masked everything off, and you remember I said I have to invert it? Well, this is why. Because now that's how you will look at it. Isn't it cute? Let's hope that it works. Keep your fingers crossed. Please, 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 people. Time. I was expecting it to be a lot more goopy. You know, everything's easy to do once you know how to do it. And so I was able to get the etching cream on a lot better than I was the first time, I hope. But even so, you can see it's not easy to get it all exactly even. It's really weird stuff to work with. But if it works, do we care? I keep reminding myself that that looks really cool. Praying to the etching gods now. Done a little bit of research, and I understand that you can actually reuse the etching cream, for want of a better word. So what I'm going to do is scrape as much of that as I can off and put it back in the bottle and see whether that's true. If you don't try it, you'll never know, right? Like all things in life, it sounded so simple, but what I found out was it doesn't want to go back in the bottle very easily. So I'm going to take a bamboo stick that I've got here, and I'm going to play around and see if I can get that to drop in, because I still can save quite a bit of this. So what do you think of that, people? Isn't it beautiful? I am very pleased with it.